People love playing with me, but hate it when I play back. What goes around comes around.
Listen, I don't have a minute to spare because it's so much. I just want to get right into it. Hi, everybody. How are you today? We've got a really good show planned for you. We got Freddie here. I would say out of my 6 years of being a blogger, this is my most explosive video. It's got a lot going on, so we're going to get right into it. So we brought Freddie in because we're going to talk about Andy Cohen. And let me say this before Freddie starts talking. I like Andy Cohen. Okay. I know I always pick on him about his shows and whatever, but I have to acknowledge that he's the GOAT of reality TV, and he has a lot on his plate. And, I'm pulling for Andy Cohen. Take it away, Freddie.
So with Andy Cohen, obviously, there's been a lot of talk about him potentially being fired from Bravo and that they're negotiating this big exit clause. Now, from what I've been understanding is that that's the last resort. Bravo are not actively trying to push him out the door and bring someone else in, but they can't hide away from the fact that, yes, they do have these big lawsuits, particularly now that with Brandi Glanville, it has been found out that actually she didn't sexually assault or violate Caroline Manzo, aka Mobster Manzo. So Brandi could potentially be sort of suing Bravo now for defamation because Bravo did not protect Brandi Glanville in that situation. They sort of allowed these rumors to play out. They didn't really say anything about investigating it. And
tell them why you think Andy Cohen is scared. Tell them about Caroline Manzo.
I think Andy Cohen is scared about the fact that Caroline Manzo's family allegedly still are very much connected to the mob. I mean, if you look at her brother-in-law, aka her sister Dina's ex-husband, Tommy, he got off of those charges of beating Dina and her new husband, Dave Cantin, up at their former New Jersey house. And the reason that he got off on that was apparently it took too long to file certain documents. But wasn't it actually them looking at the docket? It was the Manzos that managed to somehow block everything and stall this case in every single direction.
Freddie,
so basically what you're saying is that you think he caved out of fear?
He caved because he's scared of Caroline Manzo and he knows that the connections that she has a lot of influence in the courts of New England.
He didn't want to find himself
in New York.
Mm-hmm. He didn't want to find himself in a barrel in Lake Mead.
Yeah, exactly. I think.
Okay.
I mean, this is what happens when you hire mobsters. Go ahead, Perry.
Those mob, the Manzo family were known that they get paid the big money for protecting the Jews' property in like New York and places like that.
Wow. Hey, you know what? I don't blame the man because Andy's saying to himself, I never learned to swim. I about to tighten up on my stroke. Hey, Andy said the hell with that. He could play these games with these housewives, but when you get this bigger entity out there that make you go bye-bye, he gonna believe every word she said. Hey, you right.
I
He ain't
can,
gonna argue with her, huh? Go ahead.
yeah, I could kind of sympathize with Andy because they say that Joe Judice is in the mob too, and I just love him. He's funny. I
Yeah,
like him.
I like Joe.
Do you think,
Yeah.
makes people
No, I
swim with the
mean,
fishes?
but I think the thing as well with the reason of why Caroline, aka Mobster Manzo, filed the lawsuit in the first place was due to the fact that Brandy basically asked Caroline why she was such a shit sister to Dina. And obviously, Caroline wasn't, Caroline still thinks that she's like as good as an OG, is the problem with her. So she thinks that she can control every single aspect of that. So when Brandy was sort of making Caroline look bad by pointing out that, yeah, you're a shit sister because you've ditched her to support, your wife beating brother-in-law.
Damn.
It's not a good look. And rightfully, us viewers of Ultimate's Girls Trip, if that season were to air, we want to know why Caroline's being a shit sister. Why? You are a reality star. You're paid to tell us the shit, the good and the bad that happens in your life.
Perry, what are your thoughts on this? This is
I
a
don't
lot.
know. I mean, I don't know why she's doing that, but she had to be upset about something that wanted to get Brandy away. And she knew she had a couple of drinks and sitting there saying, hey, this girl is freaky as Diddy. So let me just throw this accusation out there that she did this to me. And, when you got a track record, people going to believe anything. Yeah, she grabbed me by the pee. Yeah, I believe you, with no evidence. But
no evidence.
I'm glad it came out. And I sort of, for Brandy's sake and Bravo's sake, because I was sort of not convinced that this bad thing had happened in the first place. When you had people like Phaedra Parks, Camille Grammer, Gretchen Rossi as well, all came out and said that they should play what happened because that's what Caroline's saying is not what happened. And that Bravo should be airing the season.
It's a lot going on. So just in case Andy loses the lawsuits, or if it gets too heavy, they might fire him. What is the name that they're shopping around to replace Andy Cohen?
So
Watch What Happens Live.
Jeff Lewis is at the moment one of their number one people that they would go for if for any reason that they did need to sack Andy Cohen in this situation. Hopefully not. I mean, I think Jeff would be good if they did have to get rid of Andy Cohen, but it's not something that they plan to do, but they want to have the plan in place. They want the negotiations all put in place that if they do need to pull the trigger, they're ready to pull the trigger, and that it will be a pretty swift transition. That's what they want, because Bravo have been under the spotlight for, their shows. Let's be honest, the views have not been good on all of them, and they are desperately trying to claw it back. There's a reason why BravoCon was cancelled, and it's not to do with the Paris Olympics. It's to do with the fact that they've not really organized their shows. They're sort of rebooting, having to do a lot of cast jigging, around, and that there's too much going on, and that the views aren't there. They're worried that they won't get the attendance for Vegas. And the problem that they had at last year's Vegas is that they had scam these websites that were somehow able to buy hundreds of tickets, and they were trying to flip these tickets for thousands of dollars.
Wow.
That's crazy. All right, really quickly, Perry, do you think the mob is going to push back hard on this lawsuit? It's the mob.
I don't think so.
You don't?
I don't know. I mean, you would think they would, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, you still sort of got to prove. Well, I don't know.
All right, really quickly, Freddie, what do you know about Mauricio and Kyle in the show?
There's a lot to talk about Mauricio and Kyle, but I think
Should we save it for another day?
Sorry?
Should we save it for another day, or just give us the
Quickly
notes?
talk about it. So first off, kicking off with Mauricio, having been watching Buying Beverly Hills this season, he's interestingly been making it quite clear on a lot of episodes that he didn't ever poach Rick Hilton's agents from Hilton and Highland. However, what's quite conflicting about this is that his person who's head of the Valley office for the agency used to work for Hilton and Highland. So it's like they both have this reputation. They love lying to people's faces,
how can you lie,
but then
Freddie,
showing the
when we've
truth at the
known-
same time.
How can you lie when we've known for years that you stole Rick Hilton's people? How can you lie all of a sudden?
I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't know how he does it, but you know, both Kyle also has this reputation of lying to people's faces and then sort of showing her hand and hiding it, but people seem to be too scared to pull them up on the matter. And unfortunately, I exist to do that for them.
Yay! All right, Freddie, really quickly, what dilemma is Andy Cohen in for the Real Housewives of New Jersey between Teresa and Melissa?
So the dilemma is that he's got to pick between two of them. I think some of us, including myself, were suspecting he'd fire Teresa or Melissa because they're not speaking to each other. Clearly, Bravo thought they could somehow make it work, but Andy Cohen has made it clear that it's not, Real Housewives of New Jersey isn't sustainable. Having both Teresa, Melissa not engaging and talking with each other. So one of them's going to have to go. Now, I think a lot of people would probably go, oh, Melissa's the obvious one to get rid of. She's, you know, a clout chaser. She sort of, you know, lied her way onto the show. But Teresa, I think, also has a good chance of being dropped from the show. And I think that's down to the fact that she's getting a bit too friendly with some of these Real Housewives of New Jersey, like fan pages and things like that. She's giving them information about the season, you know, encouraging, you know, Louis has been, you know, messages have been leaked of him encouraging people to look into Margaret Josephs and things like that, and to and Jennifer Aiden as well. She's been caught out. There are messages all over X, all over Instagram that show that she's given RH, that guy Jack, who runs the Instagram page ROHNJ Obsessed, the first episode, and some other bloggers as well, which is a big no-no. You are not allowed to do.
You're not allowed to work with bloggers, which leads me into my next segment. Freddie, you have all the tea. You had a lot to talk about today. I cut you short so I could do this Married to Medicine story. I know you're busy. So whenever you can come again, we need to talk about Lisa Vanderpump. You almost being on the show.
Oh yeah, we've got to. Yeah, I can talk about that now.
Yeah, Lisa wanted you on the show.
As like a guest person, like tasting the food, not as like one of the servers.
Well,
but,
still, you're on the show. Like that would be great.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on. How Lisa Vanderpump is the smartest housewife, going to other networks,
working with Gordon Ramsay.
Filming with Gordon Ramsay, all of that. So we're going to talk about that when you come back. You're welcome to stay. Or
if you're talking Married to Medicine, I can stay on.
No, we're talking Love. We're talking about
Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yeah, no,
it's a shitty show.
Oh yeah, the one with that Carlos King who doesn't know what he's doing. Sadly, Carlos can't be what he's doing. His crown must have snapped in half.
Let me.
Anyway, bye.
Okay, thank you, Freddie. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Love you. Bye. We love Freddie. But I had to talk about this Married to Medicine not Married to Medicine. Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't even do the show, but somebody came to me and said, Sharrell, we're having these problems. We're scared to speak up. Melody and these millimeters are insane. And I thought, oh, okay. And as I started to look into it and things came together, Melody, Holt / Rodgers, I don't know what name she's going now, needs to be fired. Because do you guys remember when we exposed Lisa Renna with working with troll farms to mess up, what is her name? Kathy Hilton's reputation? Because it's disgusting. And they start talking about Garcelle's children. Bravo stepped in, fired, quit. It doesn't matter. She's no longer with us. It's going too far. Freddie just talked about Teresa working with blogs. Okay. It goes too far. So the only people that work with blogs are people that are worried about their reputation getting out there and want to everyone to look at that person in a certain way. Okay?
Right.
Melody Holt is the phoniest person on television, and Carlos King knows all about it, and he's doing nothing about it. He's trying to save his own ass and start talking about other networks and not his own. Now, sometimes this story is not worth me following because they are going under anyway. But I don't like bullies.
Right.
I don't. And then I don't like bullies that wants to drag me in their mess. I told you guys my suit game is strong. Y'all thought I was playing. You're not going to mess up my reputation. You're not going to lie on me. My blog brings in hundreds of thousands of dollars. I make a lot of money for YouTube. And I'll be damned if I let some corrupt, demented millimeters mess my game up. So let me get into it. Did you want to say anything before we get started, Harry?
I mean, you can't let these overnight roaches mess up your program. You know, these overnight kiss assers. You know, the whole thing is this. Like, they so fragile that they look for any opportunity to come at you because they in denial about their queen, Shari. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to have all these little haters out there. You know, it's like the bad girls club with a whole bunch of bitter women hating on men. And then they'll get together. How can somebody do a woman like this, a black woman, and the hell with the black man? So, you know, I mean, they just mad and they going to stick with the woman's side because they can't retain a man. But let's go.
All right, let's do it. M. Jackson, it's Melody Show, dummy. Okay, thank you for your comment, and now you don't get to talk no more. Bye. And I'm not playing. Moderators, you don't time out, you block. If you think it's going to be shady, block. And then if I accidentally block someone that is a part of is a writer or a peeps, then I'll go back later and undo it. Because I ain't got time for the BS. Y'all think y'all playing. I'm not. Okay, let's talk about Melody Holt. She came on the show. We did the whole Martell thing. Fine. She got a lot of attention for it. And she really was upset with Martell. Got it. Infidelity happens in marriages every day.
Yeah.
But she loves the limelight. Okay. Now, according to the rumors, she forms this group of women, started out women and men, called the Millimeters. We have evidence to prove that she is working with these certain bloggers. She tells them what to say, what to do. She sends them to other people's chat. Now, if you look at YouTube's guidelines, if you tell anybody to go to somebody else's chat, you will be punished. You will be punished. So here she is working with these people, telling them to do this, telling them to say that. So I'm little by little getting information as to what's going on. Because I'm like, why are they so involved? Like, I've never seen a group of women that act like this, and men, it's the men now too, that act like this. I said that, and one day I was covering the case, and I said that Martell, if he wanted to be a father, let him be a father. They came over and swarmed, but they have an agenda. They want all the big bloggers to step back. They're intimidating. They don't want you to say anything, right? She has these meetings. They have meetings. So they're so dumb. They have meetings behind the scenes, behind a paid wall. That doesn't mean that it's private. It's private to the audience, but all I have to do is pay to get in your back room and record what you're saying. Stupid. Okay, let's go over some of their bullying tactics that they do. One of their head, this is known to be their head millimeter. There's a blogger, and she posted this on her social media. There's a blogger out there whose husband, I don't know what happened. I think it was war, whatever. He lost one of his legs, right? So the lead millimeter posted this on her neighborhood wall. It says, get them views up before you lose your big house. This blogger has a very, very big house, and your husband's other leg.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Then they have a picture of a doll with one leg. Who does that? Who does that? Then she takes her dumb ass behind a paid wall and tell everybody, okay, we're waiting for her to respond, and then we're going to mass strike her channel. We're going to mass strike her channel.
No, that's crazy.
Start picking with these bloggers because of Mel. Oh, I forgot the list. Hold on. Oh, I'm going to have to do it on my end. I got to pull this out. So what Melody does is if you say anything bad about her, she sends these millimeters to your chat to just lie on you, to reverse what was said, stuff like that. So back in December, so it's getting worse and worse and worse, right? So I get a word, somebody called me and was like, Sharrell, Melody, you're on Melody's list. And I said, list? What kind of list are you talking about?
Yeah.
I said, oh, if she doesn't like you, she puts you on a list and then she asks them to do bad things to you, right? I said, what? I said, I don't even cover that show. I said, I don't even cover that show. Why would I be on some stupid ass list? And plus, what kind of list? I got to find it. My goodness. Oh, I know where I put it. I said, well, who does that? You can get in some big trouble by doing that because it's against YouTube's guidelines. And it's also against the network guidelines. Every network has a serious bullying policy. And they have this policy because some people, it could drive you to unalive yourself. Bullying is just awful, right? So I reach out to her myself and I said, I'm going to tell you what I'm saying. Hold on. Because I had to close it down. Here we go. And I say to her, so look at the date on here, December 12th, 1:51 p.m. in the afternoon, right? There's her check mark. This is her account. So I say to her, Melody, it's Sharrell of Sharrell's World. A couple of people called me this morning saying that you went live last night, and in your live, you told them to go after a list of bloggers that includes me. Oh, that's getting smaller. That includes me. I hope this isn't true because I haven't said anything about you. I don't even cover your show. Plus, I respect Carlos King too much. I don't want to harm his show in any way. And I'm not trying to start any drama with you. I know y'all got a lot going on over there, but it's has nothing to do with me. I promise. Because what? A list? And you want these people to go after me and damage my channel? Do you see at the bottom where it says seen? There was a little thumbs up after it that she deleted. So she's well aware of this. She also gave this text message to another blogger to twist things around. The date right here, let me see if I can zoom in, says December 12th. Yep. Nobody was asking for her friendship.
Not at all. It didn't sound like it to me. It sounded like you were just questioning her about whether she's forming some hit list and why would you be on it? That's what it sounded like to me. But
Yeah.
people go and get their little puppets, Queen, Chihuahua, shit like that to produce all this crazy shit.
And her whole goal is to make Martell look as bad as she can make him look. If she has to send an old text message a year ago to get him arrested, she'll do that. If she'll have to bribe him about all this, she'll do it. And she's got these group of meters doing her dirty work. But we have proof that you work with these millimeters and you tell them what to do. Like the day you were mad at Anthony Lofty and you ordered them, because you told them they were mandated reporters to go in their chest. You know what to do. Remember this?
And do I have any mandated reporters on the live? Brittany, you work in social work.
Get out of here. Don't be telling my profession.
Are you a mandated reporter?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where you got to report when a
I don't know what
child
you're
is in
talking
that.
about.
Oh, yeah, you is. I know you are. So let me tell you, somebody said pull up and do what? That part. Let me tell Miss Mary said I wish he would. Let me tell you, like, I ain't trying to be funny, but let me tell you something. Dawn Michelle really, y'all
See,
just don't know.
This is
I pipe her down a lot because
Ain't
she
nobody
is
about to
that
get the
person.
Dawn.
Leave Dawn alone. But anyway, don't play with her. But mandated reporters. Think y'all know where I'm going with this. DM me if you're a mandated reporter. Because the same way you've been coming for me, whether or not I should be on my show, whether or not I should be doing my job, baby, I'm coming for yours. Because I'm tired of hearing about these kids being on your doggone YouTube.
Yelling at him like she's the boss, like the mob boss. You do what I say.
Right. I mean, but most cult leaders is that way. They're forceful. And they know they got a weak herd of sheep out there that would do anything. And you DM me right now. That you're mandated and you're going to need to spread my gossip. My gospel or whatever hell she want to put out there. And then she said, if they want to come on my job, let's go out there, their jobs.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So she's been doing a whole bunch of shit that there is evidence to. Okay. She's been targeting a lot of different bloggers, a lot of different people. She has other cast members on the show doing stuff for her. And I'm sure that's all going to come out one day. So I'm figuring out what's going on. So then I wake up one day and there's this guy. I said, there's a lawsuit. I said, those melanators are crazy. And there's a lawsuit out there. They dox people and people say, you're lying. There's no lawsuit. So the next day I just read there's a lawsuit and these are the defendants. I would not make this up off a public statement, a government public statement. I mean, public records. I can do that. But I chose to cover their last names and where they live and stuff like that. But I thought I was proving that there is a lawsuit and these guys are really crazy.
Right.
But some guy named Chef Don woke up the next day
Feeling
pissed off. I'm like, that's all I said. I did not mention his name. I did not. So he woke up the next morning and he was like, you got in this. This is none of your business. None of my business. I covered the Diddy trial. I covered Alec Baldwin. I covered trials all the time. I pull the records. I read the records. And then we talk about the lawsuit. I don't have to call anybody, any defendant, and let them know a damn thing.
Right.
So I'm like, what? Then he starts saying, and you're a liar, a liar. I didn't even talk about you. And not only did I not talk about you, there is no evidence that I ever talked about you on this channel behind a paywall in my house. I don't know who the hell you are.
You don't care.
I'm lying on you and I'm going after you. And that's none of my business. I'm doing my job. And I can talk about any lawsuit I want to. And so he came on, he was talking mad shit. I'm like, and she's a liar and she's jealous. And it just went on and on and on. Go ahead, Perry.
Oh yeah,
I
I
see you
don't know.
trying to
He,
jump
he
in.
just act a damn fool to me. I just can no longer stay quiet. Well, I don't know. I mean, nigga. Well, excuse me, Ninja. Just worry about your business and stop being in my wife's and
My
stop acting
business,
a
it,
bitch.
it made no sense. Like, what is this? So I remember there's a list. There's a list. I got a hold of the list, right? And these people are doing exactly what she asked me to do. So he goes on, let me play a little clip, and he tells everybody that I'm lying. Lying about what? There's not being a lawsuit? What are you talking about? What am I lying about? But you got to put something out there because you have to do what your boss says. Okay. So he's talking mad shit. He's got the people in the chat going crazy. So I make a video on my Instagram and I said, I'm not dealing with this. I said, if I think you're a millimeter, block.
Mhm.
But I screenshot before I block because now I'm being harassed. Okay. So I screenshot before I block. And I thought, because that's what I do. You know, when you're a blogger long enough, ask Jason Lee, ask Tasha K, you got to keep receipts. So I'm blocking, I'm reading block, and then I get people on the job to do it for me while I'm doing my work. And so, and he's just making up lies and they are loving it. You are messing up my reputation. That's what defamation means. Slander means you are lying on me. You have absolutely no proof that I mentioned your name, let alone lie on you. So here he goes. Here's a snippet of what he said next day.
Everybody, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We are back. Listen, I've been really quiet long enough. I've been quiet long enough. I feel like y'all really trying to play with me. And I stay over here minding my business. I literally stay over here minding my business. There was absolutely no reason. I absolutely believe in the back of my mind exactly why Sharrell did, or whatever her name is, why she did what she did. I've been sparing people. I've been sparing people. I'm getting ready to explain everything to y'all because this ain't no game. Like Sharrell, where you didn't have to step in this at all. This ain't your damn business.
Step into what?
Yeah,
Reading the lawsuit? I beg your pardon. That is my damn business because that's my damn job.
and I don't really like his attitude
I
because
don't like its attitude either.
he can
Let's keep
simply
going.
say the show ain't your business. It's a public show that's on TV. Then he's been spurring you as if he can control you. Bitch, know your role and go
Let's
back in
keep
your
going.
closet and shut the fuck
Very.
up. Okay,
Let's keep
just fine.
going.
Okay.
It's not your damn business. And you need to get your facts straight before you try to come up to your audience. You got a big audience. You don't have your facts straight, sis.
What facts is he talking about, Perry?
You don't even know.
You know what I think he means? He probably is thinking, I need to go on there and tell my side of the story because I didn't dox it. That's what you tell the judge. I'm not looking for that. I don't give a damn if you did it or not. My purpose of my video was saying there's a lawsuit out there. And then I even helped you out because I said, and if you don't file by the date, you will win by default and you will have a $10 million charge on your account. You will owe this person $10 million. Like, wouldn't you go, wait, what is she talking about? Oh, is that true? Let me go check my dates. You know, oh, I'm glad she said, no. This jackass keeps putting his foot in his mouth.
At all. I've already had my dealings with her. So let's start from the beginning. All of y'all know it's no secret in these YouTube streets that I am named in a lawsuit with child. Y'all know the people, okay? Y'all know the people. The lawyer lady who kept saying stuff about, you know, Martell this, Martell that. He's a narcissist. There's 10 narcissistic traits of a narcissist, whatever.
And don't forget, these millimeters do a video about Martell a day, calling him a bum, calling him out of his name. He should be fired. What he did to Mel 3 years ago. But it's in Melody's best interest to keep this storyline going because she wants to be the innocent angel. She wants you to look over here at Martell. She don't want you to look over here at her.
She want the sympathy.
Y'all know exactly.
Yeah. Go ahead, Perry.
Yeah, I mean, she want the sympathy and the praise, like she's a model for all the women. You know, you just like any other woman or man that's been cheated on. So I think it's time for you to just get over it. Let's go ahead, Sharrell.
Okay, let's keep going.
Who I'm talking about. Y'all already know y'all know it's a lawsuit out here, and it's multiple content creators in that lawsuit. What I have never done was got up here and put other people's names in it in a sense to where they talk about it on their own. I don't have to do that. But I can talk about it because my name is in it. And I'm very smart. I know what to give you and what not to give you. First of
Now, I want you guys to remember, he said he's very smart and he knows what to give you and what not to give you. I beg to differ. Let's keep going.
all, I want to make something very clear. Y'all absolutely know that I am not a millimeter. I support men.
Now, you guys hear this. He's saying he's not a millimeter. On another tape, he's going to contradict himself.
And y'all know that. Okay, it's no secret. It's nothing I'm hiding. Everyone knows that. There's never been a time where I told you guys that I was a millimeter, and you know it. I don't have to be a millimeter to support Mel.
You don't have to be a millimeter to support Mel. So you do the duties of a millimeter, but you're not a millimeter.
Right.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let's keep going.
I do not have to be. So please get that through y'all head, okay? Just like you got on your platform, Sharrell's World, and I will address this to you. You got on your platform to literally say that you're not doxing these people. You are reading public documents. What was read on the lawyer lady was a public document. So stop saying that people doxed her, because that's not true. And I have all of you to know that keeps wanting to spin that damn narrative. It is not true.
Okay, so there's no lawsuit in which you're on the document for $10 million. That's not true. That's not true. Not only that, after you did this silly video, I went on and said, you need to check your dates because you could get a default judgment. And you don't want to have a default judgment for $10 million, which you don't have.
Yeah.
You probably ain't got $10. You don't have that kind of money. I'm trying to help you out. But you thought you was getting me together, lying on me. Nobody lied on you. I did not mention your name. I read a document. You were a defendant, and that was it.
Right. And you never said that it was actually true that they doxed anybody. You didn't give a fuck. The whole thing was, the complaint was about, the lawsuit papers that you should have read. It's being alleged that you doxed it. Now, whether it's true or not, you ain't got to explain that to me and my wife. Maybe file a motion. Take your ass to court. Explain it to the judge, because we don't give a damn whether it's true or not. And
And it gets worse. Oh, go ahead, Perry.
he flying off the handle over a Dollar Tree lawsuit. And then he want to come around and want to throw our name in it. Because if you ever was to get a lawsuit from us, it's damn sure ain't going to be a Dollar Tree one. Just saying.
So then all these people, and I have all the documents, going in my chat, calling me a liar. You did this, you did that, and you didn't have, and this ain't your business. I don't get that. This ain't your business. What does that mean?
Well,
this ain't your business.
What would it mean? Oh, girl, you should just let that go. You don't watch the show. You shouldn't be talking about us because my name is in it and we're looking foul right now.
Yeah. Your name's not in this. You put yourself in this. So it right away, trickle effect. All these videos went out. Everybody started saying Sharrell's a liar and she didn't have to get in this and da. So you know what I do? Because I don't think he is got a good business head.
Right.
Okay, because everybody knows for a fact, once you put something on YouTube, it never goes away. Yeah. This dummy keeps digging his hole instead of going up to the courthouse and looking on his date to file the motion, because if you don't file by this date, it goes into default. Okay, so last night, I think I've been going through this for 2 days. So last night, it's released that one of the women went into default. Now, everybody has different dates, right? I read y'all. So anyway, then he wants to panic. Okay. Now it's finally sinking in that, you know what? It's not smart to ignore a lawsuit. I don't care how frivolous you think it is. You cannot ignore it, because the judge is going to say, hey, you don't care enough to even file for a judgment. You got to get a lawyer. You got to do your due diligence. You can't just run to YouTube and say, I did not say nothing. I didn't dox that lady. What? And you need a lawyer, and you need a lawyer right away, because somebody needs to tell you to shut up. Shut up is the first thing your lawyer tells you. But this fool don't shut up. So he goes on last night after he finds out that she's handing out judgments, and I swear to God, he just explained everything in full detail. So if you thought there was no millimeters, he goes into detail about that. They have structure. You're the higher millimeter, and I'm the lower millimeter. Then I'm gonna play the tape, because it's better to come from his mouth than mine. And then you know, y'all got to do this and you got to do that. What else was he talking about? All kinds of stuff. Just let me start playing, because I forgot, because I was too busy laughing. Because I went on last night and I was like, did this really happen?
Right.
It's not this easy, is it? And my lawyer said, no, just take it down. And so I took it down, but I'm playing it today.
You know, throughout this entire thing, I've respect for everyone.
Carrie, if you want me to stop at any point, I will. This is 5 minutes long. It's a condensed version. He was on for an hour and a half, and there's way more evidence in the full version, which if he tries to take it down now, I've got it. A couple lawyers got it.
And then let me say this before you start. And people, please take note. The previous video, when he thought he could just come and talk shit to my wife, feeling good, making Mel feel proud of him, proud of her little servant, you know, and he had like we, you know, woke up thinking about him. We did not wake up thinking about a cook. Wasn't nobody looking for no chef. Okay? And then he want to go through all this bullshit. Well, I am not a male-o-meter. Who gives a shit? If you cutting grass, trimming bushes, weed eating, you probably a gardener. So anyway, let's just go.
Harry, what made him run to the internet and just tell it all that we can just hand the judge this?
Okay, well, no. They don't think. They contradict themselves all the time. They got so much passion to serve Mel and the group. Now, we like to look at the group called millimeters. Maybe they got separate divisions. You know what I'm saying?
No, wait. He talks about it.
Maybe his shit is bitrometers. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But now he got a different tone, and he got a little sadness to his voice. Because now whoever suing him, the lawyer later, whoever, don't start the file for defaults on some of them. And now they want to get worried.
Wait, he got worse than that. That's one lawsuit. You have pissed off a lot of people, sir. Let's keep going.
That has been involved in this, including the plaintiff, including the person who is suing. I have been extremely, respectful. I haven't brought anybody's name into it.
He hasn't brought anybody's name into it. You don't remember the day before mentioning Sharrell's world? You don't remember that?
I think your name was in the title, so I mean, I don't understand.
I didn't bring. Now he wants to seem pitiful, like you said. I didn't bring nobody name into it. Nobody except Sharrell.
I just want to be free.
If I didn't mention you, you damn sure shouldn't have been mentioning me.
Yeah.
Because of the simple reason that I want to be respectful. I understand why we get a kick out of one person being involved in this, but y'all got to understand there are like 13, 14 people actually, I think, involved in this, including Google, TikTok, YouTube. My experience with the gay bashing or being called a or being called out of my name or being called all of that comes from Black women.
He claims he has resentment towards Black women. Not only are you laying out the platform of what happened, you're even giving us motive. Thank you. Okay? Thank you very much.
I apologize specifically to this person because this person definitely felt, which was the respectful thing for me to do, because I don't have to warn you. It's my platform, and if I want to drop you down, I absolutely could.
He said, it's my platform. I don't have to warn anybody of anything. Ain't that what I just told you?
But he wanted you to warn him that you're going to talk about a public place. So, I mean, it's the confusion for me.
Uh-huh.
And now he want to come out and now forming maybe he got a little male in him. Always got full of excuses. Well, the Black women been tearing me down for years and calling me out the closet. Look, ain't nobody even worried about your sexuality, none of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's your ignorance that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Sharrell.
So there was a situation where a list had went around, and I did a live about the list. Now,
so this part right here, he confirms that there most definitely is a list. So when I asked Mel, she knew it damn well what I was talking about. If you don't do what she says, she puts your name on a list. Now, this is according to your buddy, Chef Don Don, and it's also according to documents that other bloggers have on you, that you keep talking about this list and you want them to say this and do that. Girl, you're trying to control the narrative. You should be fired just for that, because no reality TV star is supposed to be working with bloggers, let alone with bloggers to destroy other people's career. Are you crazy? Why would you do that? Because you're greedy and you want all the attention. That's my question, but that's my answer, but I could be wrong. Let's keep going.
I want y'all to be very clear. There are a couple of content creators who talked about this list recently. I want to let you guys know Mel ain't make this list.
He says Melody didn't make the list, right? Because I ain't talked to her. She didn't make the list, but I don't know who did. If you don't know who did it, how you know it wasn't her?
Right. And he wants you to believe him. I ain't said shit right all day, but I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all really need to believe me. Mel did not make this list. She had us make the list. That's the part
in a court of law, you are done. You say in one sentence, she didn't make the list. And then the next sentence, but I don't know who did. Let's keep going.
Ain't new. This list came from Facebook, from a Facebook group. I don't know who created the list. I don't really care who created the list. What I was intending on doing when I made that live was clearing my name, because people put my name on it and say,
he just said what he is intending to do is to clear his own name. He's getting ready to throw the millimeters under the bus. Okay, so not only are you creating problems with me that shouldn't have been, you're lying on me, and then you throw the millimeters under the bus. Anything to say, Perry Franco?
Like a snitch. Yeah, he's sounding like a snitch right now.
He's a snitch.
Yeah.
He's a snitch.
That I was the one that created the list. It basically stated that this particular person, along with the person that I'm talking about currently, was behind a content creator's paywall discussing myself and a couple of other people.
So now he's confirming that they talk behind a paid wall. Just like when they put that picture up of that blogger's husband, then they went to the paywall and said, we're doing this to aggravate her because when she messes up, we're going to mass flag her channel. Then they deleted it. They didn't think that another blogger could be in there recording it. Let's keep going.
and talking crap behind a paywall, right? The comment was made again under the list that was made. Everybody was gung ho about this comment because this person then created a YouTube page. Now, they specifically stated they created the YouTube page to come after people who they had an issue with. Now, I will go.
There you go. She makes a list with people she has a issue with. Why is there a list at all? Who does this? What is wrong with you? But you kind of messed up, Mel. Because you're working with some real first-class idiots. Let's keep going. Because the first thing attorney tells you is to do not talk. But now when he goes and finds an attorney, because he's going to have to get an attorney, because I'm hearing there's going to be multiple lawsuits. You already gave us the blueprint. Let's keep going.
Go ahead and tell y'all, and I've told y'all this time and time again. I talk my mess, like I just talk my mess, but I'm not going surface level, digging up addresses, digging up where you work, digging up, how you get your money, digging.
Did you hear the things that they do? They pry into people's backgrounds. They really make a person's life a living hell, all because Melody doesn't want anybody to like Martell. Let's keep going.
Up who your kids is, digging up who your mama and stuff is, digging up where you used to live. I'm not doing none of that. Was some stuff said in a group behind the scenes? Absolutely. And they do dox both public and private figures. Okay.
Did you hear what he just said?
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
He said, some stuff was said behind the scenes that we sit there and discuss, and we do dox public figures and private figures.
We dox public figures.
Yeah.
And private people.
Yeah.
What? Huh? Let's keep going.
Already a published article. It was published. So it was knowledge to the public.
So he's saying that some of the things that people are accusing him of saying was public, and he's allowed to read public articles, just like I'm allowed to read public court lawsuits.
Right. But just like most of these kind of people, they have a double standard. They can do it, but you can't. Mel can run the streets and be as wild as you want to be, but they gonna dog Martell.
So he's gonna go to court and give them the definition of which he called me a liar for. But now that's your excuse when you go to court. This is beyond dumb. Let's keep going.
So let's be clear. I want to be clear about that. Okay. So people won't be, let's be very clear. It was a public article. This was done. Other people, I have nothing to do with it. This is why I say, here y'all go put my name and stuff, but I have absolutely nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with this at all. Okay. And this is why I don't mind people talking about the case, because again.
Okay, you don't mind people talking about the case?
Wow.
Didn't I just talk about the case?
Wow.
But you had a problem with me. But now when you realize you might be stuck with the $10 million judgment and possible other lawsuits coming your way, now you don't have a problem with it.
Sharrell, we wouldn't be talking about his idiot ass today if he didn't have a problem. Let's keep it real. Like I said, we couldn't waking up looking for a cook or no broke ass chef. You see what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden, I don't care if you talk about the case. Obviously, your panties was in a bunch the other day. And you want to just goddamn grab your mic and talk shit and talk tough to my wife. But now look at you, acting like the little bitch that you are. But go ahead.
I ain't did nothing. This particular person, I felt like if you were going to be the top millimeter, I felt like going over.
Top millimeter, indicating that there's structure. And I think I know who the leader is of the millimeters. Okay, let's keep going.
On somebody else's channel, bringing up Mel and Martell's kids should have been a no-no for you, especially when it comes to them, when it came to what it was like.
Okay, so now he's talking about somebody talking about that's a millimeter, talking about Mel and Martell's kids. The same thing that they're accusing me of doing. I did not. You play a tape of me talking about anybody's kids. I said, these are the rumors, and this is what's supposed to be the storyline on the upcoming season. That's it. I didn't talk about they got 2 eyes. You know, But now you're admitting that the millimeters themselves also talked about Mel's kids.
Yep.
It should have been a no. Now that I did say, and I said that I meant that. I still mean that to this day. I feel like you a head millimeter. You should not be going over there. And listen, y'all, if you millimeters are in the chat, please do not take offense to what I'm saying, because at this particular time, I'm not filtering out who a real millimeter, who a fake millimeter. I'm not doing that. But these people are claiming to be millimeters in this moment, and everywhere they go, millimeters are speaking to them, are talking to them. So we not gonna act like that's not what was happening, because that is definitely what was happening at this time. Y'all know, and I just want y'all to be for real about it. Y'all know y'all was accepted for her being a millimeter, I guess, until you figured out what she was doing or whatever the case may be. So
they're accepting people to be millimeters. What, you got to fill out an application? Do you have to jump someone to get in? This is crazy. Let me keep going.
They got different class of millimeters.
She is.
Yeah, there's different classes of. Different classes for sure.
Yeah,
doing
they got
things.
The top leaders. Oh, Sharrell, stop it. They got the top leaders. Mm-hmm. Then you got the ones who barely donate. Then you got the ones who are fake. But I'm not here to down no millimeter to say who's what. Now, that's the whole thing. And then he's talking to the head millimeter, as he said. Mm-hmm. But you're not a millimeter. Mm-hmm. But you're talking to the head in a private meeting. But go ahead.
All right.
In the name of the millimeter, not only her, but it's somebody else doing this. So y'all wonder why I be saying what I be saying. This is why. So my thing was, I feel like if you are walking around here and you're saying you're a millimeter, why would you get up there and the first thing you discuss is her kid? And then they wanted to play something called a doxing game, where they put people's pictures up, and where they had to look up people's addresses in order to get actual pictures of the locations of where the people were staying. And I'm just saying, we're just gonna be honest about it.
That's it. It's first. They play the doxing game, and they dig into people's past and do background checks on them, find out where you live, and then you put the picture up. And it's called the doxing game. So I went on last night. I was like, this, it can't be this easy. This has got to be a joke. He goes into detail. That's 5 minutes of an hour and a half, an hour and 37-minute video. It gets worse than that. Darlene says, Sharrell and Perry, please school these bloggers who blindly follow people on reality TV shows. We tried. I've given up. If you want to believe them, believe them. Perry, go ahead. I see your lips moving.
He say he's not a millimeter, right? And I can't say he is or not. Mm-hmm. But I would say, listen, young man, if you ain't a millimeter, why are you consuming all your time, your whole video, talking about the millimeters and how you support them on back pages and what millimeters should be doing and not be doing, what the fake ones should be doing? You are too involved. Maybe you a wannabe millimeter, just on the fence. I don't know, but I don't give a damn neither what you are. But I would go back to, we wouldn't be talking about your dusty ass today if you wouldn't have brung up my wife. Trying to be tough.
Trying to be tough, all of them. This person says, they dox me, they fight me daily, they reach out to my grandchild. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm hearing these stories. So that's 10 years old. So let me wrap this up. There's more to that to come from. I'm going to do a whole series about this. According to the rumors, he's going to be expecting a couple more lawsuits. Melody, girl, this ain't good. This happened on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They hired troll farms to mess up people's reputations, to agree with their narrative. But let me tell you, when Bravo found out what happened, quit, fired, she's no longer with us. That's Lisa Rinna. Matter of fact, he got rid of all of them. Remember the other person whose name I'm not allowed to say?
Right.
Carlos King. This is evidence that you run a shit show over there. You allow your star to be a bully, go after innocent people, lie on innocent people, lie on Martell, lie on Ariane, lying, and you do nothing about it. You wash your hands clean and you head over to Bravo.
Yeah.
If everything that we think is true, shame on you, Carlos King. If you guys are a victim, do not report anything to Carlos King because he's not going to do a damn thing about it. Go around Carlos King and go to the network. Go to the network. They have anti-bullying rules, cyberbullying rules, harassment rules, because she should not be on TV not another day.
Yeah.
With all of this stuff coming in. If all this stuff is true, now put me on the list for that now. Go ahead. Now I want you to put me on the list. Okay, go ahead, put me on the list.
You own it.
Before I didn't do nothing. Now I'm exposing what just terrible people you are. And Carlos, this is on your watch. This is on your watch. Go ahead, Perry. Sorry.
Because really, sometimes you got to switch the cast up. It shouldn't be that hard to find some other woman that was cheated on, because that's all she's bringing to the table on how hurt she was for being cheated on and how devastating it was year after year after year after year after you taking them back, wanting to be back and all this stuff. Look, it happens. A lot of your little fan club people is where they at and you're part of your fan club because they have been cheated on and they probably was cheated on for reasons, because I couldn't stay with none of them dumbass heifers. I would have to cheat too, because these millimeters aren't coming across too bright to me. And then they want to use all the little favorites saying, oh, I can't believe you're a black woman. Black women is the heartbeat of America. Yes. The honest and respectful ones, but then you also got dumbasses like you guys. You're just saying. Ahead,
also, I'll end with this. Martell and Ariane have been screaming about this for years at the top of their lungs. Nobody believed them. Nobody believed she was setting him up. And I'm going to go over all of that. Nobody believed him because he had an affair and a baby out of wedlock. Does not give you the right to destroy somebody's life because you were hurt. Does not give you the right to destroy somebody's YouTube channel that makes a lot of money for YouTube because you don't want me talking.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first video of many. I'm going to uncover it all. I'm exposing other bloggers, the millimeters, all of it, all the stuff they've been doing, how they all been making videos about me, hours long, all of it. And then I'm going to go to YouTube. All right, you guys. So part one, Perry, any last, don't forget, if you are being a victim of the millimeters that are led by Melody, his that came out of his mouth and other people's mouth. Also, a lot of people have evidence of you doing this, Melody. Don't go to Carlos King. He's not going to do a damn thing. Go to the network.
He probably scared straight right now, because at this point, I think he messed around and gave her too much power when he should have checked her ass at the door, right? But he didn't. So now that's why his problem is where it's at. But, until the next report,
right.
We out, right?
All right. Yeah, take us out, Perry.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Fuck this shit, we out.
This shit, I'm out.
Oh, yeah.